Hi there folks, my name's NovaWrap and welcome to the NovaWrap, your one-stop summary of all the simulation releases and goings on from the week that was. Alrighty, we're going to launch straight into it this week with some scenery releases for the flight simulation world. So we've got, first off, we've got a offering from SXAD, SX Airport Design. We've got Antonio Riviera Rodriguez Airport. So this is a small little airport that it belies its size with the amount of movements that it have, with over 100,000 passengers transitioning through this little airport on their way to other places as well. It's a beautiful little island, and it's looking quite impressive. So we've had a lot of sort of Latin American releases of late, and this is no exception. And this one's looking reasonably impressive. So we've got a whole heap of customized buildings and customized sort of modeling as well for the terrain and also for the sort of the surrounding area. This does primarily focus on the actual airport itself, but it does update all of the land class for the island, which is kind of cool, and apparently was forgotten by Orbix. So yeah, looking rather impressive, this one. The night lighting's looking not too bad as well, so overall not a bad little addition to your island hopping adventures here. And yeah, it's a cool small little airport, so that should be interesting for you. So this one, as I said, is available from your favorite flight sim retailer now. Alrighty, continuing on with scenery releases this week as well. We've got, of course, the juggernaut of Aerosoft have released another one of their mega airport series. So we've got the mega airport Prague. So Prague Vaclav Havel Airport, formerly Prague Rusund International Airport. I'm sure I've completely ballsed up those pronunciations. I really have. It's just outside the city centre of Prague. Prague is a beautiful city. It really is. I spent a bit of time there. Didn't actually fly into Prague though. I sort of went there by land, but it's absolutely beautiful city. So this is a great way to come across into it in your aviation, virtual aviation world, and it has over 11 million passengers passing through its gates every year. So it looks pretty damn impressive, as we've come to expect from from Aerosoft and the Mega Airport series. Absolutely very highly detailed buildings and night lighting that's come through. All the ground markings based on actual design sheets from the airport, as well as the combination of photoreal images there as well. Or a lot of interesting, like a lot of ambient animations as well, with like rotating billboards, which they're small gimmicky little things, but they add a lot to your immersion into an airport. They really do. Comes complete with all your procedures and all your approach charts and all that kind as well, which is always nice to have. So yeah, looking rather impressive. Very up to date. Very up to date with a lot of the like current signage and stuff like that. And overall, just a really fascinating looking airport. It really is. So if you're traveling throughout Eastern Europe, this is definitely one that you're going to want to look at adding to your scenery list. And this one is available now from your favorite flight sim retailer. Alrighty, continuing on with scenery releases. So we've got the guys over at New Scenery Studio. They have offered a reboot of their Verona Villafrancia airport. So this updates it to version 2, which has been given a whole heap of more photoreal scenery. So not just the airport, but it's also increased the coverage out to about 58 square kilometres around as well. Giving you 2048, so your SD ground textures have been included in there as well. A whole heap of reworkings done through here as well. Including like a better integration with Orbix scenery, because let's face it, Orbix has become pretty much the default de facto standard now. New night texturing, new lights, new animations, and new sort of objects around that, and updated positional changes as well. The other thing that's interesting as well is that they've not only have they done their photoreal, they've also gone back and redone their photoreal to actually have the seasonal changes as well. So you don't just have a summer airport when the rest of the area around you is in winter. You'll actually have corrected photoreal for the airport across the different seasons. So, which is, as I say, it's always one of those sort of dark sides of using the photoreal textures. Of course, they're usually stuck with just one single excuse me, one single season. So it's interesting, and it's good to see that they've actually gone back and gone, well, there is more than one season every year, so let's go back and do that with this. So that's good to see added to this the experience here at Verona. So there you go. This is available now from your favorite flight sim retailer. Those you will be able to find if you did buy it. They are doing an upgrade offer, so that you will be able to, if you log in using the same account to the online retailer you purchased last one, you will be able to get a free upgrade to that one. So there you go. Available now from your favorite flight sim retailer. Alright, moving on into utility releases this week. So we've got small little publisher, Lorby C. So he's released, they've released a new camera position for camera position X. Basically, this is like a tweaker for your aircraft config file, which allows you to set up new camera definitions. So it's not your live camera moving like something like EasyDock. Instead, what this one is that this allows you to add in additional points of view inside your F6 config in a simple, easy to sort of view and user guide sort of user way of doing it. So it's one of those things which is if you're not comfortable with tweaking and making your own camera definitions and stuff like that yourself, this is a good way to actually sort of pop it in and do it, to be able to do it yourself. So yeah, it's not a bad idea and kind of cool for those who just want to be able to create their own camera definitions and stuff like that. If you're a user of EasyDock, this really isn't going to be for you. But if you don't want to, if you're not looking at using something like EasyDock, but you want to be able to add in additional cockpit views or aircraft views, yeah, possibly not a bad addition, though I would, I'd just be honest to say, guys, just read the SDK, learn how to do it yourself. It's actually not that hard. Advantage, of course, of this one is that it can update on the fly, which is pretty cool anyway. And fully compatible across the range of the ESP platforms, so F6 boxed all the way through to Steam Edition and through P3D in all its variants as well. So if you are interested in this little tool and want to grab it, it is available now from your favourite flight sim retailer. Alright, moving on to aircraft releases this week. So we've got a couple of aircraft releases this week. Now, this first one, I'm just gonna call it right here. I'll be honest, I'm not gonna review it. And I'll be honest, I'm gonna call it as rubbish straight up now, and definitely not worth the money. So sorry, Perfect Flight. You've got a horrible track record, you really do. And from the screenshots and from the video, this is going to be no exception. So Boeing 717-200, this has been released from Perfect Flight Simulation. Now, I've previously reviewed other products of theirs. Very unimpressed with the use. I'm just going to pretty much stop that there. This is actually a reboot. They've had this out already. They're re-releasing it with an improved cockpit, new liveries, and a better mission, and like new missions and stuff like that. But I'm not seeing any of these supposed improvements in the cockpit. It's still rubbish. So, yeah, buyer beware. Straight up, just buyer beware. Anyway, if you're gonna get it, know that it's Perfect Flight. It's not going to work with DX10. It's DX9 only. And yeah. Anyway, moving on. It's available if you want it. Buyer beware. Alright, otherwise, Carinado have added a new aircraft to their stable. They've added the 500S Shrike Aero Commander to their stable. So this is the piston variant, not the turbo one, and this looks absolutely spectacular. It sort of almost came out of nowhere. It we started seeing some hints of it only recently, and it's already here, which is great to see. I love this aircraft. I got a lot of memories of seeing this aircraft operate out of Australian strips when I was younger, so this looks pretty damn impressive. Usual things that we always come to expect from Carinado. Very high quality liveries. You get 6 HD liveries plus a blank one of this one. Your beautiful volumetrics propeller effects. Your HD 4096 textures. Full support for integration with the Reality XP gauges if you do own them as well, and just the usual customizable things that they have as well, and just some beautiful, absolutely beautiful night lighting effects as well. So they've modeled the takeoff, run, and rolling movement as well, is a sort of thing that they're starting to add in some of their aircraft, and does look pretty impressive as well. So I am quite impressed with that so far. So there you go. This is available now from Carinado directly or from your your favorite flight sim retailer. Alrighty, moving away from the world of flight simulation into other things at the moment. So we're moving into the world of the permanent way. So Train Simulator has got a new release this week. So they've got the Clear Creek narrow gauge route, common route has been added on here. So this is goes through through Colorado. So beginning at Golden, Colorado, just near Denver, at over 5,500 feet, and going up into Clear Creek Canyon and onto Forks Creek. So this is absolutely incredible looking scenery. This is so always impressed with this one, and you get this beautiful steam locomotive with this one as well. So it's a spiraling sort of challenging sort of route for you to go to for all you train heads out there. Including they've also modelled the beautiful Devil's Gate High Bridge as well, which looks pretty cool, with all its reversing loops and stuff like that. Because I didn't realize trains can't go backwards; they go like for very long. Anyway, but yes, you've got the absolutely amazing looking scenario of this one as well. So it's modelled as it was in the 1930s. So you got over 55 miles of track there as well, including the famous Georgetown Loop and Devil's Gate High Bridge, and look incredibly equipped as well. So you got the whole heap of variety of rolling stock, including flat cars, tank cars, gondolas, and passengers and baggage cars as well. So this is fully compatible with the quick drive service, and also, of course, as always, Steam Workshop compatible with a scenario for the included B4D 280 steam locomotive. Alrighty, moving on to onto the water now. So we've got Transocean 2 Rivals. So this is a bit of an economic management type simulation. So this is the sequel, of course. Funny enough from the title, this is a sequel to the original Transocean. So this is basically puts you in command of a giant shipping magnate, and you've got to sort of you can compete against AI. You've got a single player campaign, and of course just an endless mode as to enjoy the fruits of your labour and watch your shipping empire grow. So you can actually go through. You can hire your staff, hire your ships, and manage them as well. It's been awaited a while, though mixed feedback coming back from users, though, saying they're quite so sure about it. But it is all it is. It's the economic management type simulation. But it does include in their terms a mini game, which is possibly a bad way of phrasing it, where you can actually steer the ships yourself in some fairly basic graphics. But you know what? It's fairly interesting, fairly cool. I never mind dabbling with economic simulators and sort of society simulators. So this one's quite impressive. You've got over 60 ports that you can send your ships to. It also has a multiplayer functionality as well, which is kind of interesting, where you can actually compete with up to 8 players can compete each other, and you can go for victory points, go for challenges, and you can try and sabotage each other. So, industrial sabotage. So, yeah, an interesting looking little title, this one as well. So this one is available now on Steam. Alrighty, and rounding out the news for this week, we've got, for those who do love their fast cars, the guys, and you do love taking them apart. So for Car Mechanic Simulator 2015, we've had their latest DLC has just hit the market. So this is their Performance DLC. So this adds in 3 new performance vehicles from a range of time periods, going from the 50s all the way back through to a modern vehicle. You've got a quarter-mile track has been included, a test track has been included in there as well, supercharged engines, and you now get to do actual dyno and chip tuning of your vehicles as well now. So new performance parts, new parts, things for the shop, and new skills and new puzzles for you to go through. So I've always enjoyed this game just simply because it's a puzzle game more than anything else, and it's kind of cool. And I learned a lot about engines when I was doing this as well in this very basic format, but it works. Anyway, this is also available now for for users of Car Mechanic Simulator 2015. They always put a lot of thought into their DLC, so I highly recommend it for this one. Alright, folks. Well, that does now round out the NovaWrap for this week. Thank you very much for joining me, as always. Don't forget, as always, to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you're enjoying these videos and want to see more. And, of course, as always, you can catch up with me and all the things I'm up to between videos by finding me on Facebook and on Twitter. Just search NovaWing24. Alright, folks. Thanks very much for watching. Take care. Safe skies to all. And we'll see you next time. Bye for now.